Welcome back, guys. It's the Tap In Football Podcast. I'm Stevie. I'm back after 2 weeks. Toby, why are you wrestling me for
I'm not
mic
wrestling you
space?
at all. I'm not wrestling you at all.
You definitely are. And also, you're in a really puffy hoodie, aren't you?
Bruv, this is cold.
This is I thought
cold.
Kanye West walked in here. You know, when I seen him in that, you know, that's it's Sunday, fresh from his Sunday service.
What
That's
a
a
weasel.
bagger. And he's got so many Yeezys as well. That's definitely
That's the best joke you will ever make. Podcast.
It's the best joke he's dropped this season. I'm Stevie. I'm back. Who we got to my left of me?
You got tapping toes, man, or as Dan says, Kanye West.
AKA,
Jesus.
definitely putting that in the
Yeezy
intro at the bottom.
Jesus.
What was that? A pun on Jesus?
No, that's what he
That's
calls
what he
himself.
Oh,
calls
okay.
Jesus.
Yeah, I know that. I know. I thought you were saying like Jesus, like
No.
Okay. Forget it. Don't worry, you're not that witty.
Okay, cool. I'm not that way, apparently.
So am I right?
You got Black Dan.
All right. First things first. Obviously, certain people are happier than others. I was quite pleased to see that Liverpool got trounced. Toby was quite pleased. Dan off his bloody nut
Honestly.
this weekend.
Celebrating like an absolute lunatic.
Head loss in
Explain
head loss
how,
in the Arsenal camp.
explain how I was celebrating like a lunatic.
Your several tweets. You're
What-
crazy.
what-
You're over
what-
the.
what
you're-
tweets- what
Can I-
tweets
Can
I
I
put?
finish? Can I finish? You're over the top Insta stories. You're over the top
Didn't
tweets.
put a single thing on my Instagram
Yes, you
story.
did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
So then it must have been. On your,
Find what I put on
So
my
it must have
Instagram
been on your
story.
Twitter then. Do you want me to go find it? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I'm gonna find it.
Find what I did.
All right,
I'm gonna find
whilst
it.
you're doing that,
I did two tweets. Yeah, one
Two
saying
tweets, okay.
one saying 49 are defeated. The next one saying
Such a
the
loser.
best thing about this.
but
The best thing about this is Liverpool fans pretending they didn't want to go undefeated. Those are the two things that I did that, and that's complete head loss apparently.
you know what? I just didn't understand why Arsenal fans were going at it so much. But now I get it because obviously, like I was saying, this is the last bit of joy that you lot have to cling on to and the last bit of hope. But I thought it was desperate scenes from Arsenal fans and poor. Like,
I think you guys are just losing whatever it is. I think as you guys have decided, you're now pundits before fans or something like this. Yeah, I don't really know what you lot are
Bro,
talking about here. Because let me finish my point. Because
No, I don't want to let you finish. It's gonna take a million years.
At the end of the day, this is just football. Like,
No, but
it's
keep
football-
composed.
It's football banter.
Keep
No one
composed.
lost.
Stay classy, bro.
No one
Stay
lost their heads. Like, at
Yes,
the
you
end-
did.
No one lost their
it's
heads.
just like
Yes, you did.
it's just like when Roy Keane was like, you lot won against who was it? Newcastle.
Yeah,
and then you were celebrating like you won the title.
People are allowed to be happy that their record stays intact. Like I've told you can't relate, right?
Well,
And
he
then-
can.
no,
He can.
Yeah, and Steve,
He can relate.
I'll come back to
Take
Steve.
your
I'll
hand
come
out
back-
of my face.
I'll come back to
Honestly.
Steve. I'll come back to Steve. But
You can't relate because you haven't been. You haven't.
You
been
actually can't
Oh,
because
okay.
all he says, right? All
Sorry.
he says was he goes, "Oh, you're the new Liverpool because Liverpool they used to talk about their history. Now United now all they talk about is their history. But Spurs, you actually don't have anything to fall back on. That's why you don't understand where these teams come from. The successful teams in England are always going to talk about their past glories because that's what they are. They're glory days,
But you're the
right?
same. But you're the same man
They're
who
glory days.
would diss the likes of Liverpool when they talk about that. You're the same man who would
Yeah,
diss the likes of Man
and it's-
United
and it's
when they
banter,
talk about
but, and it's banter,
not
but
though,
those,
but it's not
and,
though,
those
but
clubs,
there's-
and those clubs
but
are
bro,
well within their right
there-
to talk about their past glories because that's something that they've
I never
achieved.
listen. I never said you can't talk about your past glories.
Like,
but
that's what I don't understand.
bro,
What's pathetic about me saying 49 are defeated?
Did anyone say?
my point is just that Liverpool lost. It wasn't an Arsenal win. It
And
wasn't
let
an
me-
Arsenal.
Let me tell you this.
Again, he's going.
If Liverpool go out to Atletico, United are going to run Twitter
We're
talking about treble.
We won't.
What?
We
You
really won't.
promise me.
What
I bet
treble?
you £50. I'm gonna find 5 screenshots.
What do you mean 5 screenshots? The whole of Twitter's like how many
Yeah,
billion
well, I'm
people?
telling you.
You can find 5.
I'm telling you, it's going to be the same thing.
I bet you £50 I won't tweet.
Yeah, you won't because you
Yeah.
don't tweet anyways. So what's that?
Well, that's the equivalent of your bet. 5 tweets.
This is what I'm saying. It's just football. Like, it's just football. Fans are always going to talk about that. I don't know what you're
but some
expecting.
fans are head lost.
What
Arsenal
what
fans
reaction
are
are
head
you
lost.
expecting to happen? If not,
No,
that?
just keep calm. Just keep
Please,
calm.
people
Stay
get calm.
classy.
In a
Just
week's
keep calm.
time, no one's going to tweet about that.
Yeah,
On the
because
day-
you've tweeted enough.
on the day it happens.
All
of
right,
course
I've
people are
had
gonna,
enough of
of course
turning
people are
this
gonna
into
tweet.
the Arsenal show. Bloody morons.
Honestly.
And also, I put a question out. Someone I put in the group
Yeah.
about United fans. If it meant Liverpool not winning the treble, would they take CR for another season? 77%, of course. So I feel
21,
vindicated.
21 votes.
Well,
Thank you.
well, you were
Minimal-
using
minimal sample
you were
size.
using the group chat as a sample size,
I
and
use
so
one person.
I'm using Twitter. I'm using Twitter as a sample size.
It's a minimal sample size.
Yeah, and it was still a landslide victory.
A landslide victory.
Yeah, but Labour had a
21 people.
landslide victory on Twitter for the election. And look how that turned out.
Honestly, they're losers, man. They celebrate the smallest of things.
Okay, let's actually get into the game then. Ismaila Sarr, one we've talked about on this podcast a few times over the course of this season. Do you have anything to say?
Do you
And
have anything to say? Do you have anything
Because
to say?
two of us gave this guy his dues, and
Yeah.
one of us was very
was on the
skeptical
fence.
about his quality, and we
Fence
told
it
you that
is.
this guy was a good player.
And what did I,
Fence
and did I ever argue?
No, because we beat it down.
No, you beat it down. No, you didn't. I
This would
thought-
have been
I thought-
another one on Steve's hit list.
Oh
Yeah,
my god! So now,
100%.
is this what you're doing?
100%.
Because you can't stick anything on me, you're now saying
Wow.
this would have been.
Wow!
You're such
because
a-
we
you're
didn't because we
snide.
didn't because he didn't give you the opportunity.
Exactly.
That's the only
Exactly.
reason. You wanted to cast
put
this
him on
guy
watch,
out
yeah.
and put him on the hit list after two
So
games.
tell me why I didn't put him on the hit list.
Because you were
No,
scared.
because I said I'm
Because you
not
were
sure.
scared. Because
And
you were
if-
scared,
if-
bro.
if I was
You didn't
scared-
wanna- you know what
Nah,
it is?
if I was
You know what
scared,
it is?
then
You
it
had
means-
you had this supposed 80-20 record. Apparently, according to you, it's been going well, and you didn't want to get another thing wrong. So you knew that the heat that we were giving you, said, you know what? Let me step back because maybe if this guy blows up and he actually does his thing, I'm gonna have egg on my
No,
face.
I'm not
That's what you
scared.
thought. Okay,
Do you know
cool.
why I know I'm not scared?
Why?
Because in November I was calling Pepe trash. So
He's better than
nothing's
Pepe
changed.
though. Miles better than Pepe.
Well, yeah, I think so too. Currently, anyway.
He's been better than Pepe this season. I don't think it's been a landslide victory, but he's been better than Pepe this
Yeah,
season.
but let's let's start on Watford first. Played very well, put Liverpool under pressure for large spells of that game. Other than Ismaila Sarr, who else turned up in that game for you?
Will
They all
Hughes,
did, yeah.
Will Hughes, Capu, they were fantastic. Pereira came on, did a job as well.
Daily Fair was playing really well before he got injured.
Yeah,
as well,
exactly. And Troy Deeney just bullied the heck out of Dejan
Lovren,
Lovren as well.
Yeah.
Defensively, they did their job too. Like Liverpool created zero big chances.
They
in
had
the
one
game.
shot on
One
target
shot on
the whole
target.
game.
Like when have we seen that happen this season? Like I know it was an uncharacteristically woeful day in the office for all of their players, but Watford, you have to give them credit because this is twice now they've taken the game to Liverpool. And we said it on the spot at Anfield as well. They didn't have their finishing boots on because if they had their finishing boots on at that Anfield game, Liverpool aren't winning.
Yeah.
And that's what now, 8 big chances combined over both games. They thoroughly deserved the 3-0 lead. And Liverpool should count themselves lucky. It wasn't 4 or 5-0. It actually could have been a hideous day for that club.
You really have to give Watford credit as well because they just showed no fear from minute one over both games that they played against Liverpool. And I think, just to shout out Ismaila Sarr, like this guy is a constant problem for the defenders, and that's one thing that I really, really like about him is the intensity that he plays with, both off and on the ball. That when he gets the ball to feet, he wants to run at you and go at you. He's going to go right, he's going to go left, kills you with runs. And he reminds me of Sadio Mane a little bit in that sense. And off the ball, he's a hassler. Just like Toby said, Deeney was hassling Lovren. Sarr was not giving Robertson any rest on that side as well. So he deserves ultimate praise, I think, for that performance.
Yeah. Okay. On to Liverpool then. Sluggish or complacent?
Both. I think they actually turned up expecting that they were just going to stroll here and get a result. And let's be real, they played West Ham at Anfield on Monday. Anyone who watched that game will tell you Liverpool didn't deserve to win that match. West Ham were firmly in the game, and if not for 2 uncharacteristic howlers from Fabianski, Flappy-Hansky, we have to call him after that game. If not for 2 howlers, they wouldn't have won that match. Yeah. So this isn't just, it's Watford. They were poor against Atletico Madrid. They were poor against West Ham, and they were poor again today as well. I think maybe the fact that they're so far ahead, maybe that's giving them some sort of rationale that maybe they can take their foot off the gas. They shouldn't. They can't. Keep up the good work. Keep up the momentum. I think maybe I don't know whether fatigue plays a part, but it shouldn't because they've just come back from a winter break. But it's just when you're seeing Trent Alexander-Arnold having a stinker of a match, Van Dijk even Van Dijk wasn't playing well as well. Robertson, horrid day in the office. Like the attackers creating absolutely nothing. Like there's a problem there that needs to be nipped in the bud and fast. Because when that Atletico Madrid second tie comes, if you're not at the races, you could find yourselves out of the Champions League.
Yeah. I think as well, not having Jordan Henderson actually,
God.
like you have. I think it actually makes a big difference because in terms of his role that he's been playing in that team, that he's been filling in for Trent when he goes up the pitch, he's rallying people, he's got that high energy in the center of the park, and I think the statistics said that they've conceded twice as many goals when Fabinho's been in that position versus when Henderson's been in that position, and it's a comparable amount of games difference as well. So I think when he's not in that midfield, as much as I'm one to give Jordan Henderson stick, I think he's actually missed, and they definitely missed him yesterday as well with his work rate.
Yeah, definitely. But I think wider than him, you could see that the application levels weren't there yesterday. And I just wonder if perhaps the pressure of drawing closer to 49 wins has seen them dip off in terms of performances. Because since the turn of the year, really, they haven't really put in many strong or convincing performances, and they kind of remind me of Jose's Chelsea when they've just been doing enough to kind of get over the line. So I think maybe now with the loss, maybe they'll be able to play with a bit more free floating confidence. I don't know, but yeah.
I think maybe, I don't know, maybe because someone made a decent point on Twitter, maybe the pressure of them going unbeaten, maybe it was just playing in the back of their heads. If you had the loss now, guess what? It's not made any impact to their season. They're still 20-something points ahead of Man City. They're still going to win the league. Now that fair enough, you haven't gone unbeaten, but you're still going to win this league at a canter. Continue as you have been for the majority of the season, and just keep going. They've got the players there. They've got enough squad players there to come in and fill any gaps as well. I know what you're saying about Henderson. I get it. His impact has been crucial over the past couple of months, but Fabinho, I know he's not been playing well, but Fabinho is a better player than Henderson in that role. Yeah. Wijnaldum is still there. Oxlade-Chamberlain is still there. Naby Keita is still there. They have enough players in that team for you to supplement the loss of Jordan Henderson.
Yeah, definitely. But I think you can't. I think what Dan is trying to say is like, don't underestimate the impact he's having on the team, especially with his leadership qualities as well. All right, cool. Let's move on from Liverpool. I
was going to ask Watford though. What do you think their chance of staying up now?
They're going to stay up.
Yeah.
From when Pearson came in, I said they're going to stay up. They're going to stay up. He's a no nonsense manager, and they got enough players in that team to get the job done. But the caveat is they have to keep Ismail Sarr fit. Deulofeu is injured now. We don't know how long he's going to be out for. One of those two have to be playing in that team. And I think the base of Will Hughes and Capu, I think that's the best combination they have. Chalobah came in and did a decent job, but Will Hughes, I think he's just got a bit more quality on the ball, and he complements Capu well. I think they need to be fit.
Cool. Okay, on to today's games. I'm gonna start with the League Cup final. Actually, Man City.
So we'll speed through then.
Yeah, exactly.
Just before we start on that as well, I'm gonna make it quick. Liverpool fans have this weird obsession with blaming Lovren for everything bad that happens to them, and normally 8 times out of 10 he's at fault. He's at fault, and we know that Deeney occupied him well yesterday. But Trent Alexander-Arnold lost possession 31 times yesterday, and yet I'm hearing, "Oh, it's Lovren. It's his fault that we lost the game." What?
I think with Lovren though, he was a bit more culpable for the goals.
I don't think so.
No. Did you see the third goal?
Like
Trent literally passed the ball to Sarr. The second goal, Van Dijk
just completely loses his man, loses the runner.
No, but
Lovren could cover a bit more, but like it's not just Lovren's fault.
Yeah, it was a shocking day for the whole back.
But if I was a Liverpool fan, I'd be getting that Lovren.
Of course you would. You're a scapegoater. It's what you do. It's your meat and drink.
But was Matip just coming back from injury because he was on the bench?
Apparently he's been fit for a while, to be honest.
I'm surprised that he got picked ahead.
I don't understand that. That's the weird one for me. Like when Matip or Gomez are fit, Lovren shouldn't be playing, period. Like he's their fourth choice for a reason. He should be their fourth choice.
He probably thought he could go up against Deeney.
Well, you thought wrong.
Yeah, well, as he found out. Klopp seems to like Lovren now. But
yeah, of course.
Anyway, cool. Yeah, let's get on to Man City, Aston Villa then. No surprise in the result. Perhaps the scoreline was a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, I was expecting it to be an absolute mauling. But Aston
An
Villa.
absolute morning. Come
Yeah.
on, have some.
Have
No,
some
I
what?
did know.
I did.
Yeah, Villa
Have some what?
are
This
porous
is Man
at the back.
City, you know. They gave Watford 6.
6, yeah. I know.
Yeah, and then they gave Aston Villa 6 in their own backyard. Come on, do the math.
I wasn't surprised it finished 2-1. I was surprised when it started 2-0 and then Villa pulled one back. But I think for a cup final, I expected Villa to turn up somewhere, and I think
They did.
They did. Yeah,
did.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it could have been a mauling if
It
not
could have.
for John Stones'
Cataclysmic.
typical howler from him letting Villa back in just
Such a
before
dead centre-back.
half time. I think that really like sort of galvanized them just going into the half, and they came out fighting. But routine victory for City. To be honest,
Yeah.
I didn't think at any point, even though Villa played well, they huffed and they puffed, but
Yeah.
they didn't really look like they were going to equalise.
They created like 1 or 2 decent chances though. At the end as well, it was a great save from
Bravo.
From Bravo. And what's my man's name? Tyrone Mings as well. He actually had a pretty decent game today. When he actually wants to turn up, he can actually put in a shift.
But yeah, I think you love to get onto Mings every game.
I'm just saying.
But yeah, I think to Dan's point, like City were creating throughout that match, and I think Villa were slightly lucky to lose only by the 1 goal difference.
Yeah, but same time, Man City were lucky to get the corner. It wasn't a corner, and that led to their second goal. So game of fine margins that we didn't expect Aston Villa to win. So we can stop talking about this now.
Phil Foden, though. Phil Foden, though,
He's
that
class.
guy is such a good player.
Class.
And I think from next season, he actually has to be playing most of the games for Man City, because
100.
if you're looking at the likes of Maddison, Grealish, Mason Mount, and that actually getting the opportunity to play, like he must be like quite jealous of them that he's not playing week in, week out, because on ability, I think he can talk to most of those guys that are probably going to be going to the Euros.
On ability,
as well.
he's better than Mason Mount.
Yeah,
he's better than Mason. I'm sorry, I like Mount, but on ability, he's better than Mason Mount.
Yeah, and that's my point. That he's seeing these guys that he's very comparable with, and he's not getting the same minutes that they are. So from next season, he needs to be taking a look at and talking to Pepe, saying, "I need to be playing every week, otherwise."
I'm out of here. Cool. Spurs then at home, losing again.
Very good game there.
Toby said as soon as Son was ruled out for a number of games, I'm not too worried about our next set of fixtures. I'm a bit down, but I'm not too concerned. I think we can get through this. So they're losing every single game. And now it's 2 losses out of that 5. How you feeling?
Isn't it 3 losses? We've lost 3 straight games in all competitions.
Superb then. Superb.
The season is done. And when I made that comment about Son, it was under the impression that he was only out for 3 weeks, 4 weeks top. I thought we could supplement the loss.
He would have still missed these same games.
No, exactly. I said I thought we could cover the absence of Son for 3-4 matches, and clearly I've been proven wrong. This team exceed all my expectations in a negative way. It's ridiculous. And the worst thing is, today we didn't even play that badly. And yet we deserve to lose. We deserve to lose because every single time Wolves broke at us, they looked like they were going to score.
Yeah. Well, Ollie said it. Wolves are a really good side to get a point.
Clean sheets against them. It's not for everyone, Ollie's just there like this.
But yeah, my manager.
But it's wild. Wolves, they are a really, really good side, man, and that's coming off the back. That's their 4th game in just over a week. I think about 10 days. And they've won all 4 of them.
Ridiculous.
Gone to Braga.
They lost to Espanyol, but they lost narrowly.
No, Braga's Rangers. Yeah, sorry, but yeah, they've come off the back of 2 consecutive midweek matches and won in the Premier League. So
not only one, scoring 3 goals in each of them.
Yeah,
they're a potent side, and they put us to the sword today. Diogo Jota had a field day with on that left hand side. Like he's such a. The thing is, it's a weird one because he's only 23 years old. Like there are some games I watch him where I feel like he could do better, but generally he has so much about him in terms of his dribbling, his finishing, his directness. Like Nuno's got the perfect blend of players there to actually do a madness with that squad. And if they keep backing him and they keep their recruitment right, they're actually going to close the gap on some of those sides who should be challenging for the top 4.
The best thing about Wolves for me is just that in terms of their recruitment, it's so strategic as well in terms of they buy players to fit a certain role within the team. They're not just buying names and saying, all right, after we've signed them, where are we going to start playing them? That kind of thing. They have a system in place. Nuno saying, this is the type of player that I want. And you look at the balance of their team whenever they've got an 11 on the pitch. It doesn't matter who's in, which pieces are where. It all works perfectly. And that's just something that you have to admire.
I would say, though, if Jimenez was to get injured, I think they'd suffer tremendously. He's been instrumental to their season, obviously.
100.
Chipped in with a goal.
Quality goal.
More than chipped in, he absolutely
chipped in and chopped, man.
He sent Tanganga to the pits of Africa. He sent him to the pits, bro. He sent him to the abyss with that chop. Absolutely sent him flying.
It was wild. And then an emphatic finish on his left foot as well.
Yeah. He had his worst game in the Spurs shirt today. He was terrible today. It was culpable for the first goal as well. Lord knows what he was doing for that goal. He gave Doherty an easy tapping, and that's another one of their players as well. That's why like they all know what they're doing. They all know where to be, how to play in that Nuno system, and that's the difference in levels. They know what they're doing when they step on that pitch. We don't, and even beyond us not knowing what we're doing, we don't have the players anymore to actually withstand anyone. Anyone can get out our back line, and it's not even like our back man for man. You'd be hard pressed to say, oh yeah, Wolves have a better backline than Spurs. I don't think you can actually I don't think you can say that confidently. But when you watch him, the levels,
your backline is trash.
Okay, so man for man. So you're telling me Conor Cody's better than Sanchez?
Sanchez is your of your defenders. Sanchez is your one competent defender, I think.
No, okay. So let me put it this way to you: Alderweireld, he's been trash this season.
Yeah.
But man for man, if I said take Conor Cody out of that team and bring him in our team, do you think he'd perform better than Alderweireld this season?
Conor Cody.
I think he would. Yeah.
I'd rather Conor Cody than Alderweireld.
I just think you have to take away from the names of the guys and just look at
look
at the level that they're actually playing at. Like Alderweireld is well below his normal 100%. His normal standard.
It's not even his normal. This is his new normal.
This is his new level. You know what I mean? And Jan Vertonghen's even worse.
This is a question I was going to ask you. Like where do Spurs go now?
We need to buy
into the transfer market.
We need to buy. It's not where to go. We need to buy.
Because as well, like we were screaming in summer, you need centre mids, you need centre mids, you need centre mids. Yeah. You bought in now, I think 3 centre mids over the past 2 windows in Ndombele, Lo Celso, and Fernandez as well.
Random.
Yeah.
You were saying he's a good player.
When did I say he was a good player?
You said he's a decent signing. You would have preferred someone else, but
you know what? I said at the minute I found out he wasn't a DM, I said, why are we signing him?
He's an unknown quantity for me, to be honest. I don't really know how good he is.
Why are we signing someone with potential when we need ready-made enforcer in midfield?
And now we're saying they need like basically a whole new back line, because you need a left back, you need 2 centre backs, you need a right back.
Don't even get me started on left back. Ben Davies, get rid of him. Get rid of him. Yeah, he's painfully average. Get rid of him.
Because it's wild. And I don't think as well, because if you stick with Sessegnon for next season, I'm not sure that he's going to be at the
left back.
He's going to be at the required level.
He's not left back. He's not left back. But you know what the hope was?
The hope
was Rose wasn't going to be this bad. You have Rose, you have Sessegnon, and we phase out Ben Davies. We phase him out because he's not good going forward, and he's a decent defender. He comes in, he does a job. He's a good backup player, but that's about it. The minute this guy's playing 5, 6, 7 games on the stretch, he's not good enough. The guy, he gets nosebleeds when he crosses the halfway line.
That's enough on Ben Davies.
Sorry. We're just not good.
Yeah, you're actually kicking, inshallah.
No, sorry. Yeah. Ali 1 goal in like his last 10 or 11 appearances. Lucas Moura 1 goal in his last 10 or 11 appearances. It's just not good enough. These are the players that are meant to be stepping up in Son and Kane's absence.
I need to come and check you on Ali as well, because it's been a long time since this guy has delivered a series or a consistent stretch of good performances.
I agree.
The Wolves have been out for him for
18 months.
Yeah, now. No pun intended.
And they're feasting on their...
damn right, they should be, because this guy he's not proving himself levels at all now.
It's actually peaked for him.
He's got it's so frustrating, because he's obviously got the quality. He's done it before.
Yeah, but so did Thomas Muller at a certain point.
And
He's back. He's back. He's back.
Yeah.
It's just frustrating, man. Well, credit to Wolves. They deserved it, and I would kill for a lot of their players. I was having an argument today. Man for man, I still believe that we have a better squad than Wolves.
When everyone's fit,
yeah. But
I think today without Son and Kane, I think they definitely had the better 11.
As a unit, yeah, I'll agree with that. But man for man, in fact, even man for man, you can probably say that, and I can't argue it.
Yeah.
All right. Looks like United have Taibi in goal at the minute.
Roberto.
Fam, it's basically a competition between De Gea and Kepa for who can start as the number 2 in the Euros, basically.
It's actually a joke.
I think Guaita might as well come in and steal their number 1 spot, you know?
Honestly.
I can't believe how far this guy's stock has fallen.
It's crazy.
It's actually a horrific mistake from him. I'm sorry. Like that's actually. I know Roy Keane was going mad, veins popping out of his head, dissing De Gea and Pickford at half time. But I'm actually on his side here. That is atrocious goalkeeping. Like in the 3rd minute, you have literally the whole of Goodison Park to clear that ball. And you're deciding to wait till the last minute. I don't understand.
He had so much time. He had so much. He could have rolled up a cigarette in that time. Honestly, it was ridiculous. Like how lackadaisical.
He was playing like he rolled up something else before the match.
And whatever he was smoking, I'm sure 100% he passed it to Jordan Pickford. That guy has to be. It's either he's high 24/7 or he is just.
He's
not
rubbish.
good
I think he's on the stronger stuff.
He must be on that. What's that one? What do they call it? The White Walker? The one with the face laced with you know what? But, bruv, terrible keeping. And how many times have we seen it from this guy? Against Mahrez this season, against Newcastle, countless times this guy
he's
costing everything.
He's just not a good goalkeeper. He's actually just not a good goalkeeper.
He's actually
every
trash.
time I watch him, he just makes me angry. Because I can't remember who said it, but it's just like they said he's just too eccentric and too excited for a keeper. Like he needs to be calm. When it was when they were coming into the second half, I saw him run onto the pitch and G himself up and then start clapping up the Everton fans. I'm just like, yo, just relax.
Fam.
Like take some time. Like he always seems like he's just way too hype, and he's done nothing over the course of the season to merit a starting position for the Euros. So
And Southgate was at the ground as well today. So it's like if you can't make that decision now that Pickford's not going to be your starting keeper, then you don't deserve the job.
Facts.
Yeah.
100%. Bruno as well, getting another contribution for him.
Like what can I say? The guy has come in and he's actually done the business. Like he's the first few games, I don't think he'd warranted much praise. Not to say he'd done anything badly, but I didn't think he particularly stood out. Today I thought was definitely his best game in a United shirt. He was the pick of the bunch from our lot. Just showing a whole load of creativity. Yeah.
Midweek.
I didn't watch the game.
Bruges.
But I think we were up against 10 for much of that. Yeah,
but still, though, you have to give him credit.
Yeah, you
really,
do.
But it's
and we gave him his credit last week as well, because even when there were some games like the Chelsea game, for instance, I don't think he actually played that well in that game, but telling contribution puts the ball under money for Maguire to score. Like that's you don't want a player. When you pay 60 million, the player doesn't have to be giving you an 8 or 9 out of 10 every game. The player simply has to
affect the scoreline, man.
Get you closer to the W, and that's what he's doing.
Yeah, shout out him. Good performance from him. I also thought, to be honest, today's probably the best I've seen us play. Certainly in the first half, maybe first 60 minutes, the best I've seen us play in a long time. Matic deserves some praise for how he's come in over the last few months, and McTominay as well. I think this was his first start since he'd been injured for us in the Premier League. I thought he played well today as well. I would have liked us to have started Igalo.
What about your man of the match? The guy at Stockley Park? What? Wasn't he your man of the match today?
No.
The one who incorrectly ruled out that goal?
Correct.
It
wasn't correct.
It's correct.
It wasn't correct at all.
Correct.
It's not correct. And I'll tell you why it's not correct.
It's
because
not correct.
De Gea can see the ball the entire time.
No, he can't.
Yes, he can.
Are you De Gea?
He's
Watch.
Are you De Gea?
Okay, bro.
If I show you the
Are you
clip,
De Gea?
So if you were stood up and the player's on the floor, yeah. So
The ball was
no.
was in front of the man.
No, I'm telling
not
you.
gonna let
Watch
you
the
do
clip.
this.
Watch the clip again.
No, I don't need to watch it
De
again.
Gea has his eyes on the ball the entire time.
Exactly.
It's moving. He is miles away from the ball. He's
inconclusive.
never.
It's not
It's not inconclusive. He's never gonna get there. And I'm sorry, because if you're disallowing this call, that means every time a player's standing behind the wall and is offside, standing in front of the keeper, you have to disallow all those direct free kicks.
No.
Yes, you do.
Why can't
Because
you?
if it's direct, you choose where you want to position yourself.
But
As
the
goalkeeper.
player can stand in your way.
No, move around then. The ball's stationary. Like, if the ball's stationary, you can move.
Just take the L. Just
Honestly.
take the L. Like,
This is ridiculous.
Why am I taking the L?
Because you've caught life and you're actually smug about it, as if they made the right decision.
They have.
They definitely didn't. It's a terrible
Shocking.
mistake.
It's
Shout
a
out
shocking
Stocky.
decision, and
Shout
again,
out Stocky
shocking officiating from these so-called experts. It's pathetic, absolutely pathetic.
I don't think this is the one you want to pick on. VAR
Why can't
for.
I?
Nah, man.
Why can't I? They've shagged Everton for 3 points. Why can't I pick on them?
I don't think this decision was wrong. And
Of
shout
course
out,
it was
Definitely
wrong, and it
shout
was.
out the guys at
Of course
Stockley
it was
Park.
wrong, and it had huge ramifications on the result. Of course, yeah, of course. You have nothing to say. That's what I thought.
No, I've said my piece.
Yeah, whatever,
Correct
man.
decision.
Yeah, you got
Well
your draw,
done.
so of course you're gonna say it's the correct
Yeah,
decision.
I did, and you didn't. So all right. Cool.
Childish,
Yes, I am.
pathetic.
It's actually ridiculous.
All right, West Ham. Sorry, not West Ham. Actually, yeah. Let's go into West Ham. Some of their fans had a little protest from Plaistow to the Olympic Park, which is a good 20-minute walk.
GSB out. That's what they were saying. GSB out.
Gold,
Sullivan, and Brady.
Ah, Brady as well.
I'd keep Brady in, to be honest.
Wow.
I don't even know what you mean by that.
Well, the look on his face when he said that as well. Jesus.
Is she still on The Apprentice?
I don't know. I
think
don't
so.
watch it.
I don't think so.
I don't watch it.
Yeah, fair play. Okay. Let's actually get into that game. Haller scoring a goal.
Yeah,
Rare
He played
event
really well.
for him. Yeah, he did actually.
he was class. He was actually that's one of the first performances I've seen from Haller this season, or few performances where I'm like, bruv, you actually played like a proper centre forward.
Mad Tech as well.
Yeah. You see the
The Rabona through ball quality.
For me, it wasn't even just that. It was him using and utilising his strengths.
Yep.
I put a stat in our notes as well. 11 out of 16 aerial duels he won. He is actually playing the target man role with good effect that game and disturbing Southampton's backline. Bednarak and Jack Stevens, they couldn't deal with him.
Yeah.
They couldn't live with him.
Hassan Hooter was fuming as well.
Hassan who was disgusted. He's
fuming.
absolutely gonna lay into them in that dressing room. But yeah, good performances all round for West Ham. Bowen obviously getting his goal as well, although Moyes didn't seem to think they could.
Before the match, he was playing down Bowen's potential contribution to West Ham season, saying, we don't want to, have to look to the Championship for someone to come in and save us. And then even after he scored, and he almost scored the equaliser midweek against Liverpool, and then even after he scored the opener, he's still coming out to say the same things. We don't want to put too much pressure on him. I've managed Championship players before, and I've managed to bring them up. Hopefully, I can do the same with him. And I'm like, God, you spent 20 million on this guy in January, so just play him and shut your mouth.
The fact that you're spending,
maybe it's a Moyes reverse psychological.
It's just
actual
odd.
nonsense.
It's bizarre because you don't just pay 20 million for a Championship player if they're just a Championship player. You pay 20 million for a player who's exceeding all the expectations in the Championship.
And I don't like that whole connotation that someone from the Championship, like they're not going to come in and affect the Premier League, because you can look at what Sheffield United have done this season, what Wolves did last season. They're quality players in the Championship that can step up and play at this level. So I don't know why Moyes was like talking him down.
I mean, he scored 17 goals in 32 appearances for Hull this season, scored 22 goals in 44 appearances last season, scored something like 15, 16 goals the season beforehand. He's clearly a goal scorer. So you've bought him to score goals, and that's what he's going to do. He's going to score goals.
Facts. For Nows,
Finally finding some
player.
form,
Yeah.
I think he actually found form a few weeks heading into
I
the
think
he was one of their better players, and he didn't play, and for some reason David Moyes just took him out of the team.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a Moyes. I think the reason why he won this game is because he got the the lineup spot on. And even beyond that as well, I think he made some big calls, because after that performance against Liverpool, he would probably normally you'd be thinking, okay, Anderson's played well here, so let me start him again, let me do this, let me do that. But he said no. Fornals came on, scored a goal. I'm going to start him. I'm going to play Antonio left, and I'm going to start Jared Bowen instead of Snodgrass, who had also been one of their better players this season, and it paid dividends.
Yeah.
I'm worried about them actually going into because we got them next, and so they had 2 good performances in a row. So I think they might, especially if Haller plays like he did, I think he'll cause our centre backs a lot of issues.
Yeah. Southampton as well, 2 wins in their last 8 in all competitions. The bubbles burst, but I still think they're going to be safe.
Yeah, they're fine. I think they're on 35 points.
Is it 35? But for me, they're as good as up anyway.
Yeah.
Now. I think
Yeah,
they've mashed enough work to actually stay up now.
Cool. Let's rattle through some of the. I don't want to say less important teams, but
But you just said less important teams.
thanks.
No, just the other results, man.
Thanks, Dad, for a more diplomatic one. All right, Norwich 1, Leicester 0. Leicester's form quite poor at the minute. Could be dragged into the Champions League race. Maybe.
Could be.
Maybe
Everyone
not.
keeps saying this.
If anyone was actually.
I'm sorry. They're just too far ahead, man.
Are they?
They're not 5 points ahead of Chelsea.
Yeah, they're really not.
To be honest, really, theoretically, they could definitely be dragged into it. They still have to play us away. They still have to play you away. They still have to play Man United, I think, at King Power.
Yeah.
They still have to play.
I think.
But do you see them
at home? I think.
But do you see them lose? Do you see them losing all of these matches though?
Yes.
I don't think they will lose. I don't think they will lose all of them. But I'm saying it's not a foregone conclusion that they're going to win.
I don't know. I think.
Look at their performance the other day.
Yeah. When's Ndidi back though?
I don't know, but it was yesterday all about. Was Friday's performance all about Ndidi? They struggled to create chances.
Yeah, but I think without him though, that's part of the reason why they're struggling to create chances. Because if you look at the way Rodgers is playing, he's playing Maddison a lot deeper. He benched Tielemans, I think, for this game as well. So from that midfield, it was basically Maddison and Pratt playing in front of Chowdhury, and I don't think that midfield works very well for them without, because in Ndidi you can actually relieve some of the others of the defensive responsibility and allow them to get further forward. And I think with him out, it's actually restricting them both defensively and going forward.
I think surely as well, because obviously they've got 4 out of 6 points against Leicester this season. I don't think anyone else has let Norwich go unbeaten against them this season over 2 games. I don't think that's happened.
That's probably accurate. All right, Bournemouth 2, Chelsea 2.
Before you go as well, shout out to Norwich's fullbacks as well. Aaron's assist and then Jamal Lewis finish was really good.
Quality finish.
Norwich are actually, it's annoying me because they're what?
No,
they're a good side.
They're not a good side.
They're not a good side. Sorry, they got good players and they play good football, but they just don't get enough good results.
Like many teams who have gone down. Bournemouth 2, Chelsea 2. Not really a surprise.
Really? I was expecting Chelsea to win.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised when Chelsea do win at the moment, to be honest.
You sure? They dealt with us last week.
Yeah, but come on, Spurs.
It's actually just so childish.
But he's right.
And look how happy he is with himself.
We're bums. We're absolute bums.
Tomori was back for the first time in the Chelsea starting lineup for a while, and he was
rattled.
Yeah.
By Philip Billing. He was rattled.
Run ragged.
By Philip Billing. Didn't he get taken off at half time or something like that? It was either half time or a few minutes into the second
I'm not surprised.
half.
Yeah, I mean, people are calling for him to go into the England lineup.
Was he injured
in the season?
No, I don't think
he just got taken out.
No, as in before today.
He just got taken out of the firing line.
Why though?
Because I think before December he was putting in a few shaky
performances. He had a couple, but come on.
I actually think this is a big issue with Lampard, to be honest. I think he rotates the team way too much. I think they need a bit more consistency of starting lineups as well if they want to develop defensively and offensively, personally, because you can't predict a Lampard starting lineup, and that was one of the things that we used to criticise Unai Emery for being, a tinker man too much. And I think Lampard needs to decide on his first 11 and stick to it.
I think he's got a problem though, because the personnel right now, it's not right. So
it's not.
He's just trying to find a way to get through matches. To be honest,
I think that's what
we're in March now though. So
Chelsea, this is no back-to-back Premier League win since the 26th of October.
Well, there you go.
And this is what annoys me about when we play them, because both times they've beaten us comprehensively. They've not won the next game. They lost to Southampton back in December after they beat us, and then today they go drop points to like the second or third worst team in the division. It doesn't make sense to me. And Bournemouth as well. Credit to Bournemouth, because for that probably 10-minute spell, they actually took the game to Chelsea, and they were on the front foot for the majority of the match. But as soon as they scored the second goal, they were treated way too early. Like, they just invited so much pressure.
Yeah,
I tuned in for like the last 20-25 minutes, and it was just wave after wave after wave of pressure from Chelsea. I'm like, if you continue like this, you're gonna concede. And lo and behold, they conceded.
They folded. Okay. Brighton 0, Palace 1.
And Alonso, a brace for him as well. That's 19 goals in the Premier League now. since he's
I
joined.
think he's 2 behind Willian.
Seriously,
in Premier League goals, yeah.
that's a mad thing.
Nah, I think Willian has got more, but I think in the same
In the
time
same
frame,
time, yeah.
in the same time frame, yeah. Which again
That's
is
still
even
It's
bad.
ridiculous.
That's still bad.
Fun
And
fact as well, though, Matt Doherty's got 14 goals in the past 2 seasons for Wolves.
Mad.
Sick.
Yeah,
That's a good start.
in all competitions. Beast of a player.
Newcastle 0, Burnley 0. Cool.
Can I actually speak about this one? Or
No, man.
Why
no
not?
one wants
Or
to
Brighton.
hear about this. What,
No.
Newcastle? No, I've done Brighton 0.
No, you haven't.
Brighton 0, Palace 1. Done.
I
Are
think
you
we need to
serious?
talk about that. Like, I genuinely think we need to talk about that. But on Newcastle, though, again, 21 attempts now. That game. I actually paid a lot of attention to that game. 21 attempts because we spoke about it last week. They've actually been playing like a pile of dog since the turn of the year, struggling to even muster much attempts at home. I think yesterday they did their best to try and at least rattle Burnley, but just no incision. And Alan Shearer said it perfectly on Match of the Day. £80 million worth of talent, and you can't break down Burnley at home. You can't break down many teams at home. It's just not good enough. They created 0 big chances at home with 21 attempts. Who does that? Who actually does that? Oh, does that, sorry. Yeah. And Burnley, credit to them, that's like 4 clean sheets in their last 6 games. They're moving on and up the table, and we're playing them next week. It's going to be a struggle. Go on, Dan. You can do Palace.
Palace
M23 derby.
Yeah, M23 derby. Like, to be honest, that match wasn't particularly great, but I just wanted to touch on Brighton that their form is actually so bad going into the crucial period. I think it's like 1 win in the last 14 games, all competitions.
Yeah.
But one thing I think I don't know, what's that tall left back that they play?
Dan Burn.
Man, they interviewed him, and it was interesting to hear on Match of the Day that he was saying that how all the players are still 100% bought in into what Graham Potter's trying to do, and that they're still remaining positive and calm and that kind of thing. So I think that if they do, because the thing is, they do actually create a few chances. I think Neil Maupay had a few good and like attempts on goal, but I think
March too.
and I think if they do carry on like this, that the results will start to go their way a little bit.
But they got a tricky run.
They've got a tricky run in, and they are only 1 point above the drop zone, and they're the closest team to them, and Newcastle, who are 4 points ahead of them at the minute.
Their goal
it
difference
could all
is good,
change.
though.
Yeah, it could all change very quickly. But for a man that was praising Graham Potter so avidly earlier on in the season, it's coming back to bite you, Dan.
Not really.
Not really.
I think he's still a good manager.
Like at the end of the day, they don't have a clinical finisher up top. So what do you expect?
As do many teams. No excuses can be made.
Yeah, he's not. Listen, the money they spend on players, he's underachieved this season. But he's still one of the. He's a progressive manager, and that's what we want in this league. We want those type of managers in this league.
If they can stay in the league and get someone that can get them sort of a consistent 10 to 15 goals, they'll do a lot better next season.
To be fair, they had that in Glenn Murray.
Yeah.
But can he play the style that they're trying to play?
No,
exactly. So
he can't. Palace as well, clean sheet for them as well. What is it? Back-to-back wins and clean sheets for the first time since December. Like Roy Hodgson, he always finds a way to just pull results out of the bag. And Ayew now scored his 6th or 7th league goal this season. Our bet is officially over now. He's done it again. And Benteke, good run and pass for that goal as well. So credit to them. Clean sheet too.
Cool. Well, that brings us to a close. Dan, over to you.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe to the Cheeky Sport YouTube channel. Drop us a like on the video. That will make sure we get up on that YouTube homepages and you share the knowledge with other people. Make sure you follow us.
How's he made this so leaky? How's he made this so
Honestly, we've got to.
You have to plug yourselves. I don't know why you guys are so.
Come on, we've got to review your process.
Honestly,
all right, do you want to take over,
guys? Please click on our podcast because we gotta get those likes up. Like just
and we'll get us higher on the
Wow.
Follow
you guys actually don't want us to blow.
Follow Tapping Football, follow Tapping Tobes, follow Stevie_idiots, follow Dan Cougs on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. But make sure you follow Tapping Football. There.
Like, share, subscribe, all of that.
Thank you. And we'll be back next week for the Manchester derby.
Yeah. With a new reviewing style, Dan. Yeah, we might get you to do it at the start next time.
No, we can get him to present next week in your absence.
Yeah, let's do
Put him in the hot seat.
Thanks for listening.